Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptile, and today we're going to do a clutch update video on clutch number 11. First, let me tell you what the pairing was on this clutch. They've all shed, they're all eating, it's time to show these babies off, right? Clutch number 11 was a banana that we paired to, God, I forgot what we paired it to. Holy crap. Now I have to think for a second. What did I pair my banana to? Oh yeah, we paired it to a normal. Whew, now I'm back. It was a banana paired to a normal. Let's see what babies we have. First up is 181101. And you guys will not believe the odds on these animals, okay? For a banana to a normal, we did some wonderful stuff. That's a spider. It is a female spider. Here's the thing. This was our retained sperm clutch. So the year before, we had bred that female to a bumblebee. And then this year, we bred that female to a banana. However, the banana ended up not being the dad. The bumblebee from the year previous did. So that's why we have the animals we have. So we have a spider. That will be the first one I wanted to show. Female. You can see she's very healthy. And these single gene spiders are a really cool looking animal. And look at this. It's moving fine. I always like to show how well spider snakes move because everybody's like, oh, if you let it down, it's going to like just do like a roller coaster ride. It is not doing a roller coaster ride. It is acting just fine. And look, it's kind of fired up with my hand moving. It's getting to a strike position. And I'm not even seeing a shake or a wobble there. Will this animal wobble? Of course. If you get it in the right position, it's going to have a little bit of trouble with up and down. But otherwise, you can tell it reacts just fine. Actually, pretty quick reacting, little guy. So actually, girl, to quote Eminem, right? We'll put that one back up, and we'll move on to the next one, which is 181102. I got to find where I stuck that one at. Because you see, things are kind of all over the place around here right now. And that's kind of what happens this time of year. Well, there's 181101, 18404, 18103. Where did I put 2? All right. Well, you know what? What had happened to 2? It's here somewhere. This is why I frustrate my camera people, because they're like, now we're recording you doing nothing, and you're really good at filling time, but this is really boring. Kurt, feel free to edit. Ah, I found it. 181102. I knew it was around somewhere. They just weren't all in order. And again, we hit another single gene spider. This one's a male, and the same thing is kind of going on here. Okay, this snake, as you can see, it's moving just fine. We can get it to kind of come out, hold up. Now that little shake, that's my hand, not the snake, okay? I am a shaky human being, as you can see. So that is not it. I'll prove it to you by setting the snake down. And you can see there's no wobble showing up at all. Everything is doing great. Again, not all spiders are the topsy-turvy flip around. Does it exist? Sure. Is it rare? I think so. I have never hatched one that had major problems. I just don't see it. Anyway, really good looking spider. Male, you can see nice pattern. Really nice color. It's going to move around. So you'll be able to see how that one moves. Look, moves just fine. It's just kind of doing snake stuff. Like a normal snake. Oh my goodness. Who would have thought that a spider could act like a normal snake? Even picked up. Now here's where the wobble comes. That's not a wobble. That's a lot of body hanging out. But if you get it to flip over, look, that one even figured that out pretty quick. Let me set it upside down. And look, it turned right back around. It's got its body in a defensive position because it's getting pissed that I keep messing with it. It works just fine. Whoop. We'll just put him back up. Terrible, right? And then we'll go like the order we should. 181103 is a female. And like I say, we did pretty good on this clutch. This is a little female bumblebee. And again, that's another spider gene spider pastel combo. One thing I really like about this bumblebee in particular is they're a little noisier than what I typically look for in something I'd keep or hold back. And that's all personal preference. But I love how the pattern's broken. So it's almost like she's tiger striped through there. And that I think is really cool. Now here it's connected, but that area there, boom, 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 boom. Just such a cool looking snake. And you can see too, it's functioning quite nice. It looks great. So just a really nice female bumblebee. Come here, little one. And you were 03. Takes me to 181104. And here is the first one I'm going to show you that doesn't have spider. And that is, it is just a normal, classic, wild type straight out of Africa, whatever you want to call it. This is a traditional looking ball python. It's not a mutation at all. This is what you would kind of find in the wild. Very busy pattern, and again, you can kind of control some of that through the base you pick, but a lot of alien heading, a lot of busy pattern, really good looking little normal there. See her belly, really speckled belly. We'll put her back and go to 181105, which is, you guessed it, another normal. This one's larger, and I do think it's a little bit lighter in color, also very, very busy pattern. This one is a male. Let's flip him over. There's your belly pattern. Kind of a neat looking little snake. Good there, buddy. Takes us to 181106, which was a, uh-oh, you ain't gonna believe this. We have another normal, one that was hanging on the water dish. This one would be a female as well. And again, very similar to the other ones. This one has a little bit less blushing, more dark, very busy pattern, but is definitely a normal as normal gets. Same kind of really nicely patterned belly. Really cool looking. I like the heavy pattern belly normals, but I also just like snakes, so, you know, what do I know? I've never seen one I've been like, I don't like that snake. Ooh. Hi, Turbo. This is another spider. This one's a little female, 181107, and she's feisty. I do like this spider a lot. Here's why, because what I look for in a spider is there's hardly any dots. You got one there, but very few dots anywhere else. Another one, but not a lot. You get that really nice color, yellow stripe, and you got some good white with some kind of digital breakup in there. This is a really nice looking spider, and this is 181107, so we're getting near the end, and again, another little female. Question Girl, feel free to pop in. Oh, you just tried to bite me. That was sweet. It's also feisty. Question Girl didn't try to bite me today. That snake just did. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. She's having to do the filming today. Kurt is still recovering from kind of through his bachelor party. If I throw your bachelor party, you're going to take a few days to recover. It's just the way it is, man. It's just the way it is. 181108 is a normal female. So again, we hit a lot of normals in this clutch, but we didn't hit any bananas. That's why I was talking about the odds being good, but they're all healthy. That's my main thing. Like I say, dear, if you do have questions, feel free to ask. Just jump on in there.
Yeah, like how does retained sperm work? You said it was a retained sperm clutch.
Well, snakes are kind of funny, and I'm not going to pretend to understand everything about how all of that can work while I dig out the next one, which is the last one. But basically, they impregnate themselves in a way. And what I mean is, it's not like human beings. For human beings, you know, we mate, or for those of us who handle adult words, we have sex. For those of you who watched too many dating reality shows from the 70s and 80s, it's making, what do they always say?
Whoopee?
Whoopee? Yeah. Whenever we do that, if the female happens to be ovulating for human beings, and there's an egg kicking, and the timing's all right, and the sperm swim all good, and nothing eats them on the way, because, you know, everything in a woman's kind of freaky, then they'll go in there and they'll impregnate the egg, and wow, you have a baby, right? Or at least a start of one. Snakes, it doesn't work that way. So the male mates with the female, deposits this genetic material, and she kind of puts that away and says, I'll use that later. And then she kind of self-inseminates in a way from that stored genetic material. That's why, you know, you breed, stop breeding, and a long time later you have ovulation. So the actual fertilization of the eggs doesn't happen during the breeding, but it happens from material the male left for the female. So it's kind of a neat way. But they can kind of hold that genetic material for a long time. So it's, you know, usually going to be the male of the season or the male of the year previous, but I've even heard of instances going a lot longer than that. So that's why it's important to keep breeding records. And that'll tell you kind of what's going on. So that's how that works in a nutshell. And this is a female bumblebee. And you can see she's moving really well too. If I touch her, she's going to flip over probably. No? She just seems like she's a little bit amped up. But I want you guys to really take a look at that. As you see, there's not a lot of shake. There's not those moves you'll hear about. All the negativity on this gene right now is just, you know, you can't pretend there's nothing there, because that would be a false, and that's not true. But let's not make it more than what it is. And let's not make a mountain out of a molehill, so to speak. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from some people for saying that. And somebody, you watch, guys, read the comments on this video, because here's what somebody's going to say. They're not going to wait for this part in the video, so I can say it now. They're going to say, well, why do you guys breed spider? You're just all about the money. It's all a money thing, and you guys are horrible, and you should rot in hell, and you should die, and your mom should have never had you, and, you know, all kinds of other horrible crap that I'll probably get a chuckle with. Maybe they can come up with something new to make me laugh. I'm kind of getting tired of the same old PETA shit. But the simple fact of the matter is, there's no breeder that's breeding spider for money. They're really not. Spider is not a gene that's going to, make or break the bank. Does it add value? Sure. Spiders are worth more than normals, and combos are worth more than a single gene pastel. It does add value. But is it adding crazy amounts of value? Is it like breeding pieds, which I do make a decent profit off of? No, a spider is not like that. A single gene spider, I mean, if you take in the time and effort you put into it to make sure it's healthy, it may not even really be worth producing. You do it because you love it. I do it because I love the power of the gene. I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful in combos. I think it adds to things that I want to do. That's why I do it. I do it for the passion. If I thought there was anything wrong with this animal that was making its life rough, anything other than making it want to eat me in the face, you want to eat my face, don't you? Then I wouldn't do it if I didn't think I could be successful. And there will be things I'll try that I won't be successful at. Guess what? I won't do them again. But in this case, we've been very, very successful with spider. And as you can see, every spider I've shown you functions very close to perfectly normal. Look at that track. And you can see she's amped up. And you can see a little twitch in her. Right there. Right there. What you don't see is that's also in sync with her breathing from the way she's setting. That's not even a wobble. You get one really excited for food and you'll see this sometimes. Just like a overly excited, almost like when you've ran too much or you've worked out too hard, something I haven't done in a long time, and your lactic acid is built up in your legs and they just kind of sit there and quiver. It's kind of similar to that on the feed response wobble. And it's usually more apparent when they're pissed off. Even right there, she's fine. So that's just kind of my little thing on the spider gene. I kind of get into it every time I talk about spider because I feel like right now there's so many people anti-spider. Somebody has to be an advocate for what the truth is. And I'm not going to stand here and go all the way to the left on one side and say, it's this and this and this. And I'm not going to go all the way to the right. I want to be where the truth is. And the truth is there's a wobble. But the truth is it doesn't affect 90% of the snakes, 99% of the snakes, to the point that there's an actual problem. So that's just the facts. All right. And that's the facts, not from something I read on the internet. So somebody's going to link some article from some jackwagon. That's my personal experience in the breeding that I've done. And I've bred a lot of spiders. So there you go. Question, girl. Any questions?
No, I already asked him.
You already asked them? All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for letting me kind of get off on a tangent. I'll catch you guys next week.